Today's question is, should Italy reopen? Welcome back to VAFELTRE, our YouTube channel. The current state of emergency here in Italy is through April 30th. All regions are either red or orange through the end of the month. Today, the government mentioned that in May, they will start opening up, and this is going to start going by activity. So things like restaurants, outdoor sports, outdoor activities, and some of our cultural events and places will start opening. So there will be a little bit of change going on in May, although the question still is whether or not they will be opening up the regions and letting people cross regions. And of course, that leads into whether or not international travel will be opening. The government is talking about extending the state of emergency that right now goes from April 30th until June 30th, which will allow them to continue with the weekly monitoring of the infection rate. And it makes it a little bit easier for them to close things again if that becomes necessary. It also, of course, means that it's easier for them to monitor and be able to open things back up. So, of course, that's where we hope things are going. As far as the vaccination rate is going, we personally believe that without proper vaccination, it's not safe to reopen Italy. So that's our stand on it. General Figliolo is working with the Italian Ministry of Health to contain the COVID virus here in Italy. And his plan is to vaccinate over 45 million people by June. That would be about 15 million per month, April, May, and June. And he reassures Italians that between July and September, 84 million doses of the vaccine will be administered. That probably equates to around 40 million people. It all depends on how many are going to be single dose and double dose. Now, as of today, again, it's April 14th, 2021. We have had about 9.5 million doses given out here in Italy, and about 4 million people have received their second dose. So out of 60 million people, this means there are a lot of people still not vaccinated. All those numbers were as of yesterday, and they were before the halt for Johnson & Johnson in America. Now they're talking about halting it here in Italy as well. Right now, the plan is to only administer Johnson & Johnson to people over 60 years old. But in Sicily, for example, a lot of people are nervous about AstraZeneca because of the negative press they've been receiving. About 80% of the people who are signed up for an AstraZeneca vaccine in Sicily are refusing the vaccine. So now that there's been negative press for Johnson & Johnson, it will be interesting to watch what the reaction will be over here in Italy as well. Still, General Figliolo assures us that by the end of May, we can start vaccinating what he calls the productive categories in order to restart the country. There is also talk about island COVID-free situations where they will vaccinate the people on Italy's islands. So you think Ischia and Capri and some of the other islands that will bring in tourism. Sardinia and Sicily definitely want to be on this list as well. But the pushback comes from the mainland for this idea, because if you're going to vaccinate those islands, you're not just looking at the over 70s or the over 60s or even the over 20s. You're looking at vaccinating the entire population of those islands. And the people on the mainland are arguing, well, that takes away from the supply from the mainland. So that hasn't all been worked out, but it is something that they're talking about working on in order to be able to start up some tourist season on the islands. What should you do with all of this information? Do you really want to travel now? Besides the fact that the borders are closed right now, if you're making plans for the summer, there is a risk that Italy and other European countries will shut back down if the rate of COVID goes back up too fast after reopening. Right now, there are testing and quarantine restrictions to air travel, which adds extra plans into your planning process. some countries have even blocked layovers or transiting through their airports between other countries. So if you're coming from, say, the US or the UK to Italy and need to stop in another country along the way, it's possible that you won't even be able to board your connection to get to the other country. So that's something you need to think about. And it means that your trip could be interrupted and even rerouted at your cost and not the airline's costs. We understand that everyone in the tourism industry wants to reopen. Hotels, restaurants, museums, tour guides, everyone is suffering. If you're feeling positive about traveling internationally this summer and want to move ahead with your plans, we encourage you to please educate yourself on the new travel insurance products that are out there, and definitely purchase one. There are cancel for any reason policies, interruption for any reason, sickness, and other add-ons that you should be aware of and make sure that you include into your travel insurance plan so that you and your family are fully protected on your vacation. It's always better to buy it and not need it, but we're already seeing stories of people in Mexico and the Caribbean who are getting stuck and ending up having to spend a lot of money out of pocket in order to get back home. Personally, we think that you should wait until after May in order to book travel for this year. Please subscribe to our channel, VAFELTRE, here on YouTube. Like this video. Make sure you comment down below. Tell us where you are when you're commenting, because that also helps other people kind of keep track of what's going on with the situation. And please subscribe. We're trying to get these updates out there as the different rules and regulations are changing here in Italy. And we want to hear your questions as well. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.